شكرا للأستاذة نهى عابد. وندعو الآن مستر ماريوس لوكاسيونس مستشار الاتصالات والمعلومات بمكتب اليونسكو بالقاهرة.
Your Excellency, the Minister of State of Administrative Development, Mr. Ahmed Darwish, Ms. Noha Abed of IDSC, and Dr. Margaret Osman, Chairman of the Information and Decision Support Center of the Egyptian Cabinet. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great pleasure for UNESCO to support this Knowledge Management Conference. Since its inception, UNESCO has been at the heart of international thinking about the impact of the changing information and communication landscape. With the advancement of technology, UNESCO was one of the first to realize that changing the landscape technology-wise is not enough. Perception and understanding of how and why humans should use that technology was not less important than beefing up communication infrastructure, providing modern hardware, and opening more avenues for information superhighway. Since time immemorial, managing innovation intelligently for the benefit of all was a core knowledge which eventually was leading to innovation for all. Communication and information, though being in the very center of modern transformation, is not an exception. But it has to be managed wisely. Thus, building modern knowledge management systems will remain one of the great challenges of the 21st century. UNESCO, as the United Nations Specialized Agency for Education, Science, Culture, and Communication, realized it early. In the 80s and 90s, the organization put an effort to focus world community's attention on the potential of new CI technology to advance development and enhance the rights of people around the world. Already in the 90s, UNESCO established a communication and information sector and adopted the aim of building inclusive knowledge societies through information and communication as one of the organization's overarching aims. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, in 2005, UNESCO published an influential world report entitled Towards Knowledge Societies, which described in detail the opportunities resulting from the transformation of information and communication, the challenges arising from these in terms of equity and inclusiveness, and UNESCO's approach to building societies in which knowledge is the primary resource for social engagement and economic production. By knowledge societies, UNESCO means societies in which people have the capabilities not just to acquire information, but to transform it into knowledge and understanding, which empowers them to enhance their livelihoods and contribute to the social and economic development of their societies. To manage knowledge is to manage intellectual capacity, empowerment, and development. It is a dynamic process which requires not just technological but political, intellectual, and humanitarian talent. UNESCO works with governments and other major stakeholders in 193 member states and 7 associate members to build knowledge societies that are inclusive, equitable, open, and participatory along these lines. Such societies rest on 4 key principles that are central to all UNESCO's work in information and communication. And these are freedom of expression, quality education for all, universal access to information and knowledge, and respect for cultural and linguistic diversity. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, UNESCO's Inclusive Knowledge Societies concept addresses such knowledge management issues as knowledge creation, knowledge preservation, knowledge dissemination, and knowledge utilization. The UNESCO Cairo office serves to translate these objectives to concrete solutions for the benefit of Arab member states and beyond. I will only touch on few of our initiatives and projects. Global Courseware Digital Library envisions the use of state-of-the-art digital content development technologies and distribution channels to build a global multilingual courseware library to enhance the integration of modern ICTs into knowledge acquisition and sharing. ICT Competency Framework for Teachers strives to develop a scenario where decision makers and education experts around the world have a wide-ranging catalogue of offerings for technology-rich professional development for teachers to choose from in order to help prepare teachers for the pivotal role they will play in developing 21st century citizens. Cairo office will also be launching a science observatory for the Arab region, which is an online project aimed to unify and expand its outreach to the member states through integrated online modules for partnerships and networks of scientists. And another one, project Regional Documentation and Information Center for Bioethics and Ethics of Science and Technology for the Arab region. It has been established within the Academy of Scientific Research and Technology of Egypt with support from UNESCO Cairo office. It serves an ideal host for the documentation and information centers for bioethics and ethics of science and technology for the Arab region, and is expected to play a significant role in establishing the global network of ethics and to promote exchange of information at the regional level. Distinguished guest, Mr. Chairman, new technologies have created new opportunities for the creation, preservation, dissemination and use of information. But it is human activity that enables information to be transformed into knowledge, and knowledge to add value to human experience and development. You will be discussing today and tomorrow how to manage such most novel and efficient modalities. We at UNESCO Cairo office look with great expectations to your recommendations and initiatives towards developing knowledge management systems in the Arab states and beyond. I wish you a very fruitful conference over the next 2 days, and welcome all of you to this event. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.